What's up, fam? It's your favorite storyteller, Matt D. Talford, back again with another edition of Filterless Freestyle Fridays. Look, first of all, I appreciate all of you guys who've been hitting me up offline saying, hey, Matt, what's happening? Have you retired? Are you, off somewhere? You're taking a break? You're not doing these 5-minute Freestyle Friday videos anymore? You haven't done a Maddie's rap in a minute? You all are right. You're absolutely correct. And listen, not making any excuses, but I have pretty much had my hands tied and been knee deep in doing a book launch. So I want to say shout out to everybody that participated in that pre-sale. We sold out. We smashed our numbers. And pre-sold our paperback copies of, or our limited edition paperback copies of the book you'll see at the end of this video, the thumbnail. I won't go into it because this video is not about this. This is about taking the filter off. Now, one or two of you have told me, Matt, you said last year you were taking the filter off, but it sounds like you're still soft shoeing and tippy-toeing around some major issues. I could see where you might say that, but I don't totally agree. But nevertheless, here we are. Look, I'm going to show you how I take the filter off of this video right here. Now, if liquid sleeping pill wasn't enough for you, then then maybe you got a whole different idea of what a filter is or how I discarded them. Anyway, let me get on to today's topic. Today's topic is about the whole Mars rover thing. Now, yeah, I told you we're going filterless. For those of you that if this is what you guys are looking for with filterless, then congratulations, because you're about to get it. All right. I'm going to try to make this video quick. I know that that's usually trouble when I say that. It usually can spell a 20-minute video. But seriously, this time I'm going to try to keep my thoughts short on this, all right? And get right to the point. Why are they showing us all of this Mars stuff? Why are they showing us images being live streamed from a rover on a planet that's millions of miles away from the Earth's surface, all right? Now, before I get into this, or before I begin to give you my thoughts on why I think that is, I want to tell you right now, as a prerequisite, if you are an atheist, if you're a non-believer, if you don't believe in the story of creation, if you're a Big Bang Theory person, if you're a theory of evolution person, this video is not for you, okay? This video is not for you, so you can shut it off right now. If you continue to watch it, and you want to leave a comment, go ahead and leave a comment. But I'm here to tell you, if your comment, if I sniff atheist or theory of evolution or Big Bang Theory in your comment, I'm probably gonna dismiss it and not even answer it, or I might even delete it. I don't know, because I just told you this video is not for you if you don't believe in the story of creation. Now, with that out of the way, let me move on. Why are they showing us this now? First of all, if you believe in the story of creation, I'm going to put it out there right now and tell you, you cannot jive, you cannot reconcile a trip to Mars with the story of creation. Because if you understand the story of creation, you understand that the Most High created a firmament to divide the waters above from the waters below. Now, stop this video and go to your favorite dictionary website or grab the dictionary app on your phone and look up firmament, all right? Now, again, if you don't believe in the story of creation, then this video is not for you. If you do believe in the story of creation, then you're telling me, Matt, I believe that, he did create a firmament. Look that up. When you read that, you will understand that it's kind of not possible for a planet to exist beyond the firmament that somebody can get to. Now, if you also believe in the story of creation, you understand that this firmament, if you will, is some sort of powerfully strong crystalline or glass structure that is translucent. Because he said that on creation day number 4, he placed the sun, moon, stars, and it doesn't say planets there, but if you read the book of Enoch, it gets into the whole planets thing. He placed the sun, moon, and stars inside of the firmament, okay, to provide light upon the earth and for the keeping of seasons and for signs, all right? That's what it says. All right. Creation day number 4. All right. Genesis chapter 1. Now, so if you understand that, or if you believe in the story of creation, then you understand that it is physically impossible to permeate that structure. Okay. It's physically impossible. So you can't tell me I believe in God, I believe in the story of creation, and you believe in this planetary mumbo jumbo. Yeah, I said it. I don't give a crap. All right. This planetary mumbo jumbo that they taught us in elementary and grade school about astronomy and all this other stuff. If you want to believe in that, that's fine. But if you tell me you believe in that, then you don't believe in the story of creation. The scripture says no man can serve two masters. You either love one and hate the other. So you can't say you believe in the story of creation, the story of the Most High, and then you telling me you believe in a 4-letter agency with a bunch of nerds that's showing you CGI and all of this other stuff to trick your mind. All right. Now, yeah, I told you I'm taking the filter off. So now that we've set that up, and now that you understand why I'm telling you I don't believe that there's some rover up on some planet, some exoplanet millions of miles away, that they're streaming live video footage and photos and all whatever other kind of data back to Earth, and showing you this stuff on the news and showing you these live YouTube feeds and all of this stuff. not to mention the fact that, and somebody tried to call me on this, but I'm like, nah, I'm sorry, I'm not feeling it. You can't have an unobstructed satellite video feed. If it's raining hard or whatever, you guys with Dish and DirecTV and stuff, if it's a really bad rainstorm, your signal drops, all right? If you got satellite radio in your vehicle and you drive underneath a highway overpass, your signal drops, all right? So you're telling me that there's a signal, there's data. Yeah, you can't even finish a game of Madden on Xbox sometimes without that thing hiccuping, all right? So you're telling me you're going to get uninterrupted data streaming live video from millions of miles away, that clear, high definition. All right. Let me get off of that. All right. So no, I'm not buying that. But now that we understand why I don't buy it, because I believe in the story of creation, and that the story of creation does not jive with space travel. All right. So can somebody go into upper orbit or lower orbit or whatever they call it and take pictures of the Earth from above the Earth, like, double the height of a plane, double or triple the height of an airplane? Yeah, because technically you're still under the firmament. But now let me get off of that, because this video is getting a little long and I don't want to get long and tooth on that. Let me get to why I think they're showing you this. Throughout history, even from some of the earliest records of these different kings, these early kings and their kingdoms, every king, every ruler had someone on his right hand that was that carried the title of either seer, S-E-E-R, or oracle, or prophet, depending on the type of kingdom it was, depending on whether they were a monotheistic or polytheistic type of setup with regards to their worshiping and who they worshiped and what they worshiped and all of this other stuff, their spirituality, depending on what their spirituality was. But every single ruler that's ever ruled on the face of the earth has had someone that went by one of those 3 titles: seer, oracle, prophet. What was their job? Why did the ruler have them? That seer, oracle, or prophet's job was to advise the king, to advise that ruler on what was coming. Based on the spiritual, we know that things begin in spirit and then they manifest in the physical realm. So this seer, this prophet, this oracle, their job was to tell the king, advise that ruler, whomever, that this thing is coming, or that thing is coming, or I saw this in a dream, or I saw this, or I had this vision, or the cards told me this, or whatever. And their job was to advise that king so that he can maintain his kingdom, so that he can maintain his rulership. Okay, he did not want to lose the kingdom. Power is never given up; it is always taken. So that king had to know, hey, what's coming that might remove me from power? That was the purpose of those people, those seers, those oracles, those prophets. And so to think that has not continued through the present is foolish. All right. So now that we understand that the rulers of this earth still consult with seers, oracles, and prophets, or prophets and or seers, oracles, prophets, to think that they don't still do that is foolish. They still do that. There's no reason to stop doing it. It has worked for these people throughout time. You can see these things registered in all sorts of records, whether they be religious books or whatever. Typically, they're religious books because they hide a lot of history from mainstream. You know, they don't want you to know this stuff, so they hide it from the mainstream. But so it's typically found in religious books, and then they can say, well, this is religious. It's not really history. Like the Bible, the books that were removed from the Bible, the Apocrypha in particular, like these books, the first book of Maccabees, like Maccabees 1, first chapter of Maccabees 1 didn't name characters and figures that we learned about in history class. This stuff's history, but they try to paint it off as something else. But back to my point. The people who rule this world today, they understand through their seers that there is prophecy that is soon to unfold. Now, how do they know this? Because if you look in the Bible, you know that there was ancient prophecy written thousands of years ago regarding the children of Israel. That did occur. The Most High told Moses, or Mayasha, if you want to say it the proper way or whatever, but I'm not gonna get into language semantics, whatever. Moses. Let me fall back on that. I'll do another whole little video on what that name means and why his name wasn't Moses. I'll do a whole nother video on that. But anyway, Moses. Everybody knows who Moses was. The Most High told Moses, hey, listen, speak to the children of Israel and tell them, as long as they hearken to my voice and keep my ways, this is what I'm going to do for them. Then tell them that if they turn their back on me, this is what I'm going to do to them, or what I'm going to allow to happen to them. Moreover, okay? And one of those things was to be carried to Egypt again in ships. But I did a whole video on that. Look up my video on my channel, on my timeline, Deuteronomy 28, Leviticus 26, and you can hear all about that. So they know through looking at ancient prophecy and looking at history what has happened. And so that they know that prophecy does happen, that prophecy has to happen. So what they're trying to do, which is pretty much what they would do with their seers of old, they would say, okay, this thing has been prophesied to happen, or you've seen this vision of this thing that's going to happen. How can I avoid this? How can I keep this from happening? Advise me, because these people were spiritual advisors to the rulers. And so I think what has happened, I know I took you guys all the way around the block to get you to the house next door, but I wanted you to see the neighborhood, okay? All right. So what I think is going on is they understand that these ancient prophecies are about to unfold with regards to the the God of heaven, as they call him, returning to the earth physically, making a physical return to this earth that he created. Remember, he said the earth is his footstool. Well, he's about to put his feet on it, all right? And that was prophesied to happen. It was prophesied that he was going to send his angels to gather the elect from the four winds of the earth, from the four corners of the earth, from which he scattered them, to which he scattered them, and placed them back in the land of their forefathers. They've seen all this other prophecy happen, and they're like, wait, if all these other things have happened, this has got to happen. So maybe these seers see that this timeline is extremely short. And so therefore, by showing you this Martian lander, this Martian rover, whatever, sending images, it gives them a nice cover story for when these heavenlies start showing up. When these angels, these Malachim, start showing up in their chariots, aka UFOs, their chariots, when they start showing up, then they can say, oh, well, man, we shouldn't have been up there on Mars. We got a Mars invasion happening. Hey, let's fight the aliens. Remember, there's a war coming. If you look at the scripture and you look at prophecy, where the Most High is saying, hey, look, you know what, bring your best, brightest, and baddest, and bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, and tell them to come see me. Get y'all best weapons y'all have ever built, and come see me in the valley of Jehoshaphat. He ready. He's ready. There's been so much going on in this earth, and this prophecy needs to unfold. So y'all can listen. Y'all can call this crazy, whatever. I don't care. Listen, the filter is off. Look at it. These seers exist. These oracles exist. These prophets exist. They've existed throughout all time, and their job is to advise the king, advise the ruler on what is coming. So perhaps they see a timeline that they've not made the rest of us privy to. But the Messiah, before he left, he gave the disciples the signs that the time was right around the corner. So he said, I'm not going to tell you the day or the hour, but you can look for these signs. Now, interestingly enough, what I took away from that is what he didn't say. He said, no man will know No man will know the day or the hour that the Son of Man will appear. No, not even the angels. But he didn't say you wouldn't know the year. He didn't say no man would know the year. He just said no man would know the day or the hour. Let me tell you something. A pregnant woman, she knows what month she's going to give birth in, because she's going to give birth in that 9th month. If it's a healthy pregnancy that goes full term, she's going to give birth in that 9th month. She just doesn't know the day or the hour that the baby's going to appear, but she knows what month. So what if these seers, these oracles, these prophets that are advising the current rulers of this world know what year it's going to be in? What if that year is 2021? This may sound strange to some of you guys, but how else do you reconcile a story, these stories of these lies, I'm gonna call it, about some robot on a planet that was that rode a rocket from the Earth's surface millions of miles away and finally landed, successful orbit, nothing crashed or whatever, and then boom, we're sending images back from something that, you know, when you look, I'm not even gonna get into what you can see in some of these high-powered cameras, what you see when you look up at the stars and the planets. I'm not even gonna get into that. There's some videos out there on it if they haven't been scrubbed yet. You know how these people do. They don't want you to know the truth, so they hide it from you and give you a bunch of entertainment. But anyway, y'all, no, this has been, I knew this was going to happen. I told you I was going to try to make this as a short video, and I had a lot to unpack. I'm at 16 and a half minutes now, so I'm going to shut it off here. But you've been watching an episode of Filterless Freestyle Fridays with author Matt D. Talford that's been away for a while working on a book launch. But anyway, listen, guys, leave your comments below. If you haven't done so already, please give this video a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel and share this content with people that, you know, that are like-minded, that you think might benefit from it. But until the next video, I'm gonna bid you guys, I'm gonna cut this off pretty quickly. Peace. Tell somebody you love them and mean it. How do you mean it? You show them. I can say I love you all day long, but if I don't show you, my words were empty. So I want you guys to know I love each and every one of you guys, and screw all of this social distancing stuff. You know, I love my people. I see my people. I hug them. We dap up. We're not scared to touch each other. We're not ruled by fear. We're ruled by love. For the Most High is not giving us a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind, which means confidence, right? Peace, y'all. Have a good one.